A pleasure to meet all at last. And here we go again with some more Survival of No Limits. So with that in mind, I'd like to welcome you along to pretty much another big part of the series itself. And that of which would potentially be, well, I wouldn't really consider it a milestone. But, check out the title. According to my phone here as well, I basically got myself some, well, new things to talk about. But, let's go and talk a little bit about being misidentified in the wild. Okay. So, here we go. Number 75 in the series, so to speak. But basically, it is without a doubt that at some point in time, you might find yourself lost in the woods or forest or any sort of deep, lush vegetation that exists anywhere throughout the world. Whether we'd be talking about the main forests in the Colorado Rockies, or we're also in the rainforests of Brazil, or perhaps the jungles in the Congo itself, or maybe even in the Chinese mountaintops, where there could potentially be large, lush vegetation that's exquisite, rare, exotic, and by any means lovable by most tourists. But if there's one big common thing that takes place in those places, other than the existence of a lot of rare species of certain animal species of any sorts, then well, look no further than the art/sport that all humans seem to exercise, known as hunting. Yeah. If you've ever been to certain places, like most woods, forests, and other places, in spite of the fact that some of them actually have warning signs telling people not to hunt in these specific locations due to certain things out there, like concerns for the environment or potential worries that there could be an animal that's critically endangered to extinction or something else in mind. Anybody goes hunting. And I mean anybody. Even if you have tried to avoid it, there's always been this one occasion, at least in your lifetime, whether you're a child, an adolescent, a mature, or basically just a full-grown adult like myself. There might have been one opportunity, at least, that you might have had to use a rifle, or pistol, or knife, shotgun, bow, or anything to take down any large, burly animal that you might have to eat for dinner. But the truth is, this same exact sport that all humans utilize, and it is in fact a big part of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, also comes with its own potential risks. That of which would be accidentally firing on somebody that may seem like some sort of large animal out there in the wilderness, but it is in fact some other hunter who tends to wear the furs or other throws of other animals that have been hunted and skinned. Yeah. This may not necessarily sound like a really big deal, but all hunters need to take precautions amongst any means necessary. Because there could potentially be somebody out there who might actually have some furs on them that they might be using to their benefit, who could actually be mistaken for some game animal species out there and end up getting shot on sight. Rifles, pistols, shotguns, whatever that you use, you must be careful when aiming down the scope or other red dot sight that you might potentially be using for long-ranged based shots. It's certainly worth noting that there have been accidents throughout history that have involved a lot of people who are mistaken and then shot on sight for apparently being an animal. And this is also where I should bring up that 1,000 Ways to Die. There was a segment known as Furdered, where somebody actually gets shot down from a rifle for apparently acting like an animal and wearing certain furs and the like. And that, of course, resulted in 1,000 Ways to Die. So, with that in mind, getting shot on sight is certainly not something to laugh at or something to make jokes about. And that is actually why most hunters actually would recommend to wear certain fluorescent clothing, at least clothing that would help to stand out from the environment around you, in order to prevent any sort of potential accident from happening in any way. So of course, well, hopefully this is pretty educational by any means, but let's just say that the fun's only going to continue to get better and better with Survival of No Limits continuing to expand on any means possible. So with that in mind, let's continue going, and let's talk about something else 2 days from now. But until then, I'm Jay Nowak, and this has been SONL, short for Survival of No Limits. And if you want to see more, go down to my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.